Peoples, what was the last word?
Show us your beer, John Anile from Noonan, Georgia. Hello.
Well, hello, and yeah, we're live now. It looks like.
Okay.
Okay.
You're
Foothills Brewing Company out of Winston Salem. People's Porter.
Porter. Got it. Okay, I'm set.
People's Porter. Hello, John Anile. Michael Komarov, Brooklyn, New York. We got Arkansas in the house. Jeremy Vincent and I am Thomas Metal 75. Masters Beer Review channel YouTube, and welcome to Thirsty Thursdays. Wild Card Day on a Thursday. Why not? Yes. So I will be drinking this Massachusetts themed beer. I did a little trade with a bandmate of mine. He wanted me to try this, so I gave him a Trillium, and this is the one I received. Widowmaker Brewing, 100-Year Storm, 10% triple IPA. They're out of Braintree, Massachusetts, and a lot of these micro style breweries don't really tell you their IBUs, and this one is no exception. But at 10%, it's got to be a pretty big hoppy one. So, looking forward to that. Jeremy, what are you bringing tonight?
I'm bringing a Ballast Point Passing Haze Hazy IPA. It's a 4.2% measly, and it's probably I'm anxious to try this because it's it's another New England style IPA, and I'm anxious to try. I haven't tried many of those, the New England style, so I'm anxious to see what this is going to be like. So,
Sweet. All right, Michael Komarov, what's your beer?
Okay. Mine comes from Stowe, Vermont. It's called Von Trapp's Vienna Style Lager, 5.2% alcohol and 33 IBUs.
Are those the same Von Trapp people that were
And,
that movie from the 60s at Sound of Music?
and we're going to mention, because we like to impress, that the Best Buy date is or I'm sorry, this is when the beer was brewed, 2/28/19.
Okay.
that's a good one.
Mine does not have a date, but because it's such a small brewery.
Okay, we're gonna pour our beers. I'll get mine out.
I know.
Yes, let's pour our beers.
All right, so a lot of hype with this beer. I'm going to see how good 100-Year Storm is. As you can see, god damn, look at that. God damn. My buddy said this had some kind of lactose that was added to the beer to give it that nice fluffy sort of mouth feel that these kind of styles of beers have. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's my show. I want some guests to talk and ramble about beer. We did start with John Anile, so want to talk about People's Porter. Have you had any of these beers from this company?
Well, this is the brewery that when I went up to visit William Kepley in North Carolina, we did the brewery tour of.
Right.
They do have distribution. I can get 6 packs of the People's Porter and some of their other beers in my area. But I got a couple in the fridge that I'm going to do reviews on that are, I think, only available at the brewery, like the Moravian Porter. They have the Sexual Chocolate. They have a barrel-aged stout. They've got some really cool stuff. But anyway, this is one of the ones that is widely distributed, I guess, at least in my area. So it poured. I mean, look at the pour on that. That's a damn good pour. Nice, pillowy, deep tan, almost beige head. Very dark brown appearance, almost black. I had some KBS remnants in the bottom of my glass too, so it might actually make the beer better. I had a KBS when I got home from work. I was craving a good beer, and it did not disappoint. All right, so this one smells very good. It's kind of like what you would get with a stout, and it does say on the back of the label, it says that this is their mild-mannered granddaddy of their stout. So basically, this is like the same flavor profile as the Sexual Chocolate that I had at the brewery, but a little bit lighter. So you're getting the dark roasted barley malt. You're getting those toasty elements. You're getting some dark chocolate. You're getting some caramel sweetness. Definitely malt forward. No hop presence on the aroma at what did I say? It was 42 IBUs. That's getting up there, but with this style, you don't really pick up on any of that on the aroma. It smells delightful. And I'm thirsty, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and take a sip. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Anyway, let us know how that goes.
Or guzzle, I guess.
Or guzzle. That's what she said.
Very nice. You're getting the dark roasted barley malt, definitely some darkly toasted bread notes in the middle of the sip. You're getting some dark chocolate. You're getting the caramel sweetness that's coming through nicely on the palate. There is a little bit of a hop presence, but it's not a super bitter hop presence. It's more of like an earthy hop note, which really complements the flavors of the porter well, because the earthy notes kind of, I don't know, with the darker roasted barley malts, I think it pairs very nicely. So it's not a really bitter finish. It's an earthy finish, which, like I said, I think does really well with this. I don't know what hop varieties they use, but it kind of tastes fuggly. Tastes like maybe they put some fuggle hops in here.
I like the word choice.
So yeah, it's very enjoyable. It's relatively light bodied. You get all the flavors of a stout, but the body is lighter. You could session this a little bit more, which you guys know me. I love my stout. So a nice sessionable porter is very nice. And I mean, the appearance of the beer is amazing. Got some nice lacing. The head is retaining very well. The carbonation is medium. Just a beautiful, beautiful beer. And I had a 9.5-hour work day, so this is hitting the spot nicely. So I'll keep sipping on it and come back around. But I believe this one too, really quickly, it won a gold medal at the Great American Beer Festival, I believe in 2016. And a couple of their other beers have placed in competition. So they're obviously doing something right at Foothills Brewery. So that's it for now.
Excellent.
That's good.
I'm curious
Good
here.
stuff, yeah.
I'm curious about this triple IPA from Widowmaker Brewing. 100-year storm, 10%. It's not really focusing.
So Widowmaker, is that if you're a married man and your wife gives that to you, is that to get, knock you off? Is that what that's for?
That,
10% alcohol gonna, you're gonna be sleeping with the fishes?
All kinds of crazy. Yeah, definitely. So again, they're from Braintree, Massachusetts. And they say on their website, widowmakerbrewing.com, that this is the 100-year storm triple IPA at 10% ABV. The man that pushes the boundaries tends to break. Okay. 100-year storm pours hazy gold with a thick white head, massive nose of floral notes up front, and true 50-year storm grapefruit finish. That must be another beer they make, the 50-year storm. Australian hops, anything to catch the perfect wave. Okay. So now, yes, you've seen that look. I mean, there's New England in a
It's an orange Julius.
Mhm.
What it looks like.
Yeah.
anything through it. And yes, this actually does, even though you say orange Julius, this actually looks like that Treehouse Brewing Company beer, Julius. Yeah, it's got a nice creamy kind of white head there, and holy shit, pardon my French there, but yeah, all kinds of juicy oranges and grapefruit, a little bit of pineapple. There definitely is. I can definitely tell that they added some kind of a lactose into the beer. Definitely has a milky milkshake smoothie thing kind of going on with it. It's not overly sweet, and I'm not getting a huge 10% nose. There is sweet white bready malts underneath all of this.
Yeah.
And a little bit of like the spicy notes from the yeast, and maybe a little bit of some resin. I mean, there's this tiny amount in the yeast that I can kind of tell in the background that it is a little bit of 10%, but it's just little light notes of any of its alcohol. So yeah, I'm curious. I got to thank Buddy Rob from Oxblood Forge, my band. Thank you for the beer.
Cheers.
Cheers. And as you're sipping on that, I was just curious, did you mention, do they use lactose and flaked oats in there? Double whammy?
Not really telling me on the website. However, I do get this oaty sensation. So my buddy did go to this brewery, and they told him that they were using some lactose, but I would have to guess that there's some flake oat in it. I'm getting a little bit of that kind of a grain complexion. I say this is it probably is closer to a straight up medium sort of style body of the beer, but for 10%, this is drinking pretty light. Holy crap, you can get in so much danger. It tastes very thin compared to what your mind is going to gravitate towards at 10%. You can guzzle the crap out of this and then forget that and then you would immediately forget you just did that. It's very clean. I'm left with some of that yeasty kind of unfiltered component to it. It starts out orangey, and then there's some grapefruit. There's actually a lot of pineapple in this one. There's a little bit, just a little smidgen of like a toasty, crackery malt in there. A little bit earthy. It's kind of got a little bit of a fresh cut grass clippings. It might have a little bit of a Pilsnery malt because that's sort of how it's drinking at the moment. Yeah, if you've had things like Treehouse or your Trilliums, or in Michael Kormarov's case, Other Half, or some of the 6 Point beers, I bet this is right on line with that. Not an extremely bitter beer. There's only a little bit of the warming from the 10% at this point. Yeah, that's phenomenal. That is some great beer. And how they made this beer taste so light at 10%, I will never know. But definitely more towards the drinking an orange juice kind of a beer, mixed with like Dole pineapple, but not hugely carbonated. So it's got very light, fine bubbles, so it keeps the drinkability high. There is a lot of lacing there.
Yeah, so quite a bit.
I don't know what else to say. Crisp, clean, ultra refreshing at 10%. This would actually be really, really nice in the hot weather, but at 10%, watch the hell out. So far, so good. Jeremy, you got another IPA. Let's talk about it.
All right. Very, very hazy is a New England style IPAs are. It's like yours. It poured with a 2 or 3 finger head, but then it dissipated really quick. Decent lacing on this, not just spectacular. I don't think it's all right. As far as carbonation, it's lightly carbonated. Seems like. Let's see what the smell we're getting on this. Let's do the smell test here. Put the nose down here. Here we go. To the nose.
Decision with the name, they could have easily called it the Crop Duster, because the passing haze, crop dust,
Yeah.
Anyway, I think they did well with the name.
Yeah.
Alex,
here's Alex, just in time. All right, so a lot of orange peel in this.
I believe before we get too far into this, this is the Mind. Say the name of this beer one more time.
No, the Mind Haze is. Which one are you talking about?
One you're drinking currently.
This is passing haze, isn't it?
No, this is the
Passing haze.
Yeah, passing
haze. That's why I was making the crop haze. That's why I made the Crop Duster reference.
Yeah, all these beers with the name Haze in it. Damn it. Yeah.
Right. No, you're thinking of the Mind Haze.
Yeah. Well, he's drinking at Dallas Point this evening, Alex. Hazy.
Right.
Session IPA. Back to Jeremy.
That sounds
good.
Of
this one right here. What you're thinking?
That's the one I was thinking of.
Mine.
Not currently what he.
Now, I'm actually. You bring up a good point. I'm anxious to see how this one compares to that one. So they really look similar as far as appearance. Now, smell. The other one has a little more grapefruit.
Everybody's jumping. Yeah.
And this one doesn't have as much grapefruit. Thrash. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Oh, hey, man! I forgot something. I forgot the most important. What's the most important part of a beer?
The opener.
The
date, guys. We got to have the date. All right.
It could be 8 years old. It's like, oh man,
right. We're getting the great crowd tonight. That's great.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man, Shane showed up too. Wow, this is gonna be cool. I got the date, guys. It's a package on February the 14th of 19, which is great.
19.
fresh.
I can tell you right now, this this one's more the aroma. You don't get quite as much of the hop or whatever, right up compared to the Mine Haze. So anyway, let's get a taste on this.
Right. Cheers.
Otherwise, we'll be here all night,
cheers, guys.
Otherwise, we'll be here all night on mine. So,
yeah, come on, Jeremy. Let's move it along here, buddy.
Hey,
I'll be double fisted in a second.
I'm trying to step up my, my smell and taste game.
Step up your smell.
Did you blow your nose?
Not yet. So I don't really know if this is going to be accurate or not. Okay. It's very, very, very watery for an IPA to me, and very much in the style of the New England IPA, but I actually like the Mine Haze better, I think, already. Not very much going on for it. I think I taste more water than anything.
This is why I'm not a big session IPA fan, because the body doesn't match up. I mean, the hops are there, but the body doesn't support everything that they're trying to do with it.
I don't even know what the IBUs on this one was.
Like with any other kind of beer style, I think it's got to be done right to get what they're intending to do out of the beer. And I think that there are good session IPAs use that.
Well,
you have to go and find the right one. And by session IPA, you might actually be better off trying a lower ABV pale ale at the end of the day, right?
Right.
Right. Well, and that's why you don't feel like session stouts or because they're not made. They're supposed to be the same thing with IPAs. New England style IPAs, these really hoppy beers, the light body doesn't complement the rest of the beer.
Irish dry stouts aren't that high of ABV, and they taste pretty good.
Yeah, but the body is heavy, so it's okay.
This one's just like drinking water almost.
That one, Jeremy said it's light and
watery.
watery.
I think you got to have some sort of malt forwardness in there. That's
it's
kind
kind
of what you're talking about.
It's not. It's very, 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 very mild. Very mild. So
got to have the basic body to it. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. I don't even know how you can. I don't know how you can even say it's an IPA, but definitely no piney notes like the other one. The other one had a little bit, but so it's definitely totally New England style IPA here. But this one's a little bit so far
underwhelming.
It's underwhelming to me. We'll give you a rating later on, but it's not looking good for this one, y'all.
I do want to get to our great buddy Thrash Metal and Shane Fudge here for a little bit, since they just joined us.
Shane, go first, man.
So Shane, what kind of beer are we enjoying this evening?
Well, it's one you all might recognize that Jeremy did the other day, and I thought I might as well try doing this one too.
Oh yeah.
It's the Ozark Bourbon Double Cream Stout.
You're bringing that out today. Good.
I've already had one of these from this year just the other night, and man, it's I already know. I mean, it's an awesome beer, but I'm going to pour it for you guys and let you look at it too.
Can we trade real quick through the screen? Pour me some of that in here. Make it, a little better here.
Oh, Jeremy, you're a trip, man.
You're a trip, man.
He was ready for a cross Arkansas beer swap, and he couldn't do it.
Oh, man.
While he's pouring it up, what's up, guys? Freaking Alex, man.
Alex is hanging out
down here, man.
What are we drinking this evening, Thrash Metal?
Oh, Great Divide. Okay. You can't quite see it with the background, but it's the Great Divide Heyday Modern IPA.
Ooh.
This is 12 fluid ounces. What else we got on here?
There's Shane's beer.
I just did a review on it. Hold on, let me dig up the specs.
Is that the review you posted earlier today? I was watching it earlier.
Not this one. No, this one's coming.
Okay, you posted a review today. I was watching some of it,
Yeah.
and
I got another one coming up too. I'm rendering right now. Let me look this up real quick. Shane, go ahead and do your thing while I do this.
Hey, Brian, can you text Junko one, see if he wants to join too?
Oh, he didn't want to join.
See, it's just a black beer, man. You can't really see much light to it. I'm looking right at the very bottom. The little tinge of red at the very bottom, but it's a very tan head. It's still keeping a habit and swirling. I love to swirl the beers like this and see if they regenerate. See what kind of lacing they gather along the glass, and using one of these. You all might be familiar with this.
Yes.
Glass here. But,
I call that a Greg glass. Greg Spear used
special right there. And when I saw him using it, I was like, I gotta have one. My wife bought it for me for Christmas a couple years ago. So
cool.
That's nice.
Man, this beer is so roasty. Oh my word! Roasty dark chocolate. If you like dark chocolate, like if you ever make brownies and you put dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate in it, and then you pour some bourbon in there, and then put some cream. Some lactose in there with it because it's a cream style stout, right? Oh my gosh, this
got a good head on it.
One of my favorite beers in the world. I mean, I know I said that about a couple of other beers I've had on here. Some of the stouts, the Mater Familius, but I'm just throwing out some of the best beers that I can get. You know,
that one.
You guys, in between me and Jeremy, you're gonna. Oh my word!
Hey, Jeremy sent me one. I'm gonna have it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I find them I found one at the liquor store the other day.
No, he didn't. Did he really?
Well, I found like 6 cases of this at a liquor store the other day. And they let you buy 2 4-packs, but I had enough money to buy 2 4-packs. You know, I'll go find it again. I usually buy a few 4-packs if I can, and it's getting more prevalent, more easy to get this year, especially. They make sure they made more of it. It's one of the head brewers that I believe worked some time with Goose Island and helped with the Bourbon County brand stout that you all know about.
Awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I've done some blind challenges with this and the MILF and the KBS and the Goose Island and everybody that just picked this one unanimously. So it gets lots of dark fruit, but it's
I agree.
Really, it's like a bourbon soaked brownie. That's what you're getting.
My God! What? Yeah.
The dark chocolate.
Everything that is in the world in one sip.
Don't drink it on an empty stomach because I felt it.
It's raisins. I mean, you get raisins and plums. It's so awesome.
Hey Shane, you should try it with ice cream. That would be really good with ice cream.
You're right.
It'll make a throw up, but
this would make it great.
I can't
get the bourbon in there. It just won't go right with vanilla.
No. Oh boy!
No, the bourbon just
most beers with dairy, you're not going to get a good result.
Exactly.
Come on.
Now, if you had like dehydrated ice cream,
then it might be all right.
Space.
You go up to Ozark Beer Company in Rogers, you'll see barrels outside, and they're all from the spent barrels they used this year to make this, this beer. And it's all Heaven Hill on top of the barrels. Heaven Hill bourbon.
That looks good, man.
It
is like an amazing beer. It really does.
Well,
I've got kind of a random. Well, it's not super random. Eric, if you don't mind, I'm not trying to take over your stream, but so the Mater Familias versus the BDBS or which one is better?
It's close. To me, it's close, but I think the Ozark beats it barely.
So the one that Shane's drinking tonight is slightly
I think Michael will be able to find out too on those. So
yeah.
Okay, so now I have a hint that one might be another one.
Yeah, that might be one of the other ones.
Okay.
Everybody hypes up the KBS. How does that compare with it?
I had one earlier.
I haven't tried it with this.
Okay.
I haven't tried that one yet.
I had a KBS when I got home from work today, the 2019 edition, and spoiler alert, I have a review coming out, and I would like to examine it as well on my channel, but it's a 98, 99 out of 100. It's up there.
There you go.
It is up there. It's got a lot. The 2019 version, I find, has more coffee notes than the one I had last year, but it could just be because my palate has evolved over last year.
I think when it comes to the KBSs, when it goes year to year, I think it's like a shotgun blast. It's hit or miss, man. I mean, it's on target or it's gotten off something,
No, there was nothing off about it. It just had a little bit more coffee, a little bit more espresso notes from what I remember from the 2018 version.
Right.
But it's still, it's an excellent beer. And the only one that Founders makes that's better than that, in my opinion, is the CBS, because that's got the maple syrup infused bourbon barrel note. But yeah, they're they're all awesome. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure the ones that these guys are drinking are as good, if not better. But I can't get those. I can get the KBS, but I can't get the ones they're drinking.
When you do that, let us know, or because I'm gonna save mine for that review. So
I bought a 4-pack. I've already had 2 out of the 4-pack, and I'm gonna go back this weekend and buy another 4-pack. It's that good, and it's only it's a limited release. Like, I'm gonna buy as much as I can while I can, because I'm a stout guy, and it is a world-class stout. So
hey John, I want your opinion. Would you age some of those beers just to see what it tastes like?
In theory, Alex, but I'm an impatient son of a bitch, and I like to drink my beer when I get it. When I get a bigger place and I have time to dedicate, or if I have a room that I can dedicate to something like that, maybe. But right now, it's, you know, these beers are staring me in the face, and I just can't do it.
You know what? You can really do it really easily, even in a small space. Even if you have a box, like you say, you go to a place like a Total Wine or something like that, where they have boxes for like wines, like you get like 12 packs of like bottles of wines. You can put the beers that you want to age in there and just make sure that it's in a place that doesn't really fluctuate with the temperature, number one, and number two, in a place that is outside, especially like a closet where it's outside of direct sunlight. You can do it on such a limited area, it's not even funny. And you could do it as long as you remember what's in there, or you have a sticky note or something on there where you can kind of, even if it's just like on the bottle, right? On the neck.
I've tried to do it. You know, I put some boxes under my bed, Eric, with beer.
You gotta hide it from yourself.
And then one day I just woke up and there were a bunch of empty boxes around my bed, and I was just like, I didn't know what
stains all over you.
I didn't know what happened. And so that turned out
Ron said, "What happened? It's all gone. That beer."
Why couldn't I wash my car?
Exactly. Wash it with stouts.
But all right, well, Shane Fudge. Goddamn.
Yes. Yeah, I went off a while ago. My dogs unplugged my extension cord, so my phone died. I didn't realize.
I hate it when that happens.
Oh no!
Don't want to forget about any of our viewers or panelists, should I say, that have mentioned some of their beers. So I do want to get to Michael Komarov. He's got more of a sessionable style of beer here. Explain.
Michael, sessionable? That doesn't equal.
It's a measly 20%.
You can see this. This is the can. It's from Von Trapp Brewing in Stowe, Vermont. This is their Vienna lager, Vienna style lager. It's a Marzen style.
Nice.
5.2, 33 IBUs. And
little Oktoberfest.
I mean, it had a major head, but right when the head first started, it drifted right down to like what it is now.
The beer
on the side, it didn't maintain a head, and it does have a little
for a Marzen too. Like
you can read it, but all you get is just a very thin. And it is, I guess, what would you call this color? It's kind of like an orange, like a darker orange.
Yeah, that's kind of a burnt orange. Yeah,
like a burnt orange color. Let me get the nose on it. Getting the Pilsner malts, kind of an earthy kind of smell.
Oh, hello.
What else is it? Cracker. We've heard cracker, little cracker in this too.
Right.
Let me give it a sip here.
My computer wants to optimize and do everything right now. I don't want to do it right now.
Of course.
Right.
The taste is kind of crisp, and you're getting the malt sweetness in this. I can't taste any of the hops, and for 33 IBUs, it's not bitter at all. I mean, it's very but it's a good drinking beer from what I can taste. I mean,
maybe like mine. Mine's really, you can't really get any hop presence in it at all.
I guess, I'm not. You guys probably realize I'm not a huge Pilsner and lager fan per se, but I do drink it. I drink those beers. I would say you'd call this kind of like a standard Marzen. This is what other Marzens taste like.
Yeah.
I've had other Von Trapp beers, and they tend to be, mediocre plus, if that's a fair description.
Yeah, they're in Stowe, Vermont. They pretty much do traditional style beers with without going too overboard, and they're not trying to really defy beer styles or brewing strictly to these German styles of beers and these German impurity laws.
But I would say it's good, and I'll come back with a number after everybody.
Now, Michael, is there as much cracker presence on the palate as there is on the pan tonight, or
cracker?
Or
I guess what my wife said.
It's about the same.
He just want to say cracker again. Come on, you know.
I'm sorry. Hey,
A little saltiness.
Sorry, Eric.
All right, I do want to go to our great panelist, high in the sky, Thrash.
Way up there. Cheers, man. So this Great Divide, this is the Heyday Modern IPA. This thing comes out to, I think it said 5.8. Yeah, 5.8. This one is available all year round. It's an IPA. Let me pour her up. Had to finish my other review beer, which was Imperial, so I might stumble on words.
Have you had this beer before? What's your thoughts on Great Divide?
Great Divide is here local in Denver. That's where I'm from. So I do a lot of Colorado reviews of micro breweries here locally. That guy is really pretty. It's lemon, just complete lemon color. Highly carbonated. You guys probably can't see that.
Actually, I can.
It's like sunshine in a glass. It's a little cloudy, but it's really bright. The head is white, lingering a little bit. You can see it's going to start going down here shortly. I did a review on it earlier. The basic smell notes on this is it's really malty and biscuity, and the hops really bring up the back end of it. So they're not really heavy as an IPA. I think they tried to do kind of a mild IPA. I think they tried to do that. Kind of like a pale ale, only they put their own spin on it. A lot of lemon on this. Grapefruit, and I got my cat give me shit here.
Cat.
I hate it when my pussy's calling out to me when I'm doing a review here. But anyway.
Oh my dear, it's a beer.
It's got a good hoppy bitterness. It's real zesty, and it's got a low maltness to it.
Maltness.
It's kind of malty.
Okay.
Not too much. It's really assertive on the hoppiness. It's fruity, really fruity. Smooth and velvety. Bite of the hops is not overwhelming at all. The carbonation, spritzy, round. Trying to be quick because my cat wants to shut up. And the beer's body's pretty robust and balanced. So yeah, I like this one. It's not a hop bomb at all. I mean, it's not even close to being a hop bomb, but it does have that bitterness that lingers on the back of the tongue for an IPA. So very proud of this one.
Nice.
Cheers.
That's a good review from outer space. I think that's the first one we've had on his show.
Woohoo! You saw the black hole yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Black hole.
You guys didn't read the news? They got a
I saw that.
They got a photograph of the first black hole.
Yeah.
Like at 52 million freaking light years away.
It looked
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, boom.
That's what it looks like too.
That's
right. That's a good one, Shane.
Hey, just wanted to say, Mike and John, please look this one up. Oh my God, I am very happy with this one. El Jefe from Four Noses Brewing.
I'll definitely check it out if I can.
It's here in Colorado. If you can't get it, I'll send it to you. You will be amazed at this. This is like knock my socks off.
Nice. Brian, what company is that? Brian, what company is that?
This is Four Noses Brewing in Broomfield, Colorado here.
That's good, man. Yeah, you know, a lot of Colorado breweries, we get a lot of Colorado beers here, but I don't know how new, you know, a lot of times it takes years for the company or the craft breweries to increase their distribution, but
I think they've been around since 2008, so they may have distribution there. So
so I might have a chance actually to get that one.
Yeah, Four Noses.
Cool. Yeah, I'll look into it.
I haven't seen that one locally. I don't know.
Probably have to go to one of those big old, we have what they call Davidson's liquors here, where they have just like tons of craft beer from around the country and the world. So
you see 4 Hands around Arkansas, Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 Hands. Yeah. They have they have the left hand brewery here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we can get that stuff.
Yeah,
we get that. That's Longmont, Colorado, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that True Brewing Company with the V, very heavy metal inspired beer.
Very.
Beers.
The rates are always 2 or 4.
November 11th, 2011, the most metal day in history. Or June 6, 2006. That's a different thing. 666.
He lost his virginity.
Wow. This is my Widowmaker Brewing Company virginity.
Oh.
Whoa. Today this beer is the only day I've ever had this beer. Now at this point to this beer, now we're sort of getting to where everybody is at on their particular beers. But this one right now, I'm getting a very big, like a spicy note almost in the back of the throat from the yeast strain. I think I'm getting towards the bottom of the can, which usually is my favorite spot to these New England style IPAs, where it really starts to ramp up all the flavors and the intensity and more of the juicy notes.
Is that a real thicker, viscous IPA, New England IPA than you've had before? Or?
It's a 10%. They're calling it a triple IPA, but as I said earlier in my review of this beer, again, I've never had this beer before. I guess I would say it's a straight up medium, but to be completely honest, compared to it being a triple IPA and 10%, it's actually kind of on the watery side. I don't know how they did that. So it's straight up medium. It still has the really tiny, fine carbonation bubbles, so it's very easy to drink. But again, at this point, around this region of the throat is where I'm getting that spicy kick from some of that unfiltered yeast right now. So very interesting beer. You can still crush the crap out of this and then forget that you were drinking a 10% beer. However, as it warms, a little bit of the alcohol is coming out, but almost none is detected.
Okay.
Beer.
Yeah, it covers it very well.
Crazy. Jeremy, you're drinking that Ballast Point Session IPA. How's that treating you right now?
You want the points on this right now?
Why not? Oh, you already done. Oh.
It's gone. It was so watery that it's completely gone.
I like water, and I like this. I like this better than water. I like this better than water. This is better than water, Alex. I know you're laughing over it, but it is better than water. I'm going to give this. It's not enough hops to me. It's too
bland.
Like John was saying, it needs a little more boldness.
Thin as hell.
The Session IPA don't
right.
Have
So what we got to do is give it a little less rating than what it should be. If you like the style, I mean, it's for you. You could probably give it a higher rating, but for me, no, I'd rather just, if it's like taking an IPA and pouring half the water in it.
Oh.
Yeah. But I'm going to give it an 85.
Considering all of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's in that style. It's not terrible, but it needs a little bit more hoppy presence in it to me. But
yeah.
Would you get Jeremy? Would you get it again, Jeremy, or no?
If I got it again, no, I would go for the other one, the Firestone Walker one. I'd go for this.
Michael had that one, didn't he? I know he had some Firestone something.
I had a stout.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. Sorry.
Right. But I would go with that and over this one.
Okay.
I think I can get Firestone Walker beers. I'm going to have to check that out. It sounds
you can get all the Firestone stuff here in Colorado, too.
Let's go to Alex the Beer Master with a review of his beer, since he is a beer master.
I've not been drinking, as I said.
So how was it?
The last beer you drank, was it good? Let's talk about the last beer.
Oh, that stout beers? Oh, yeah, they were good. Yeah,
Stout was good.
Which one was that? The Narragansett?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that was good. And then no, the other stout was what's it called Carton Brewing, whatever that beer was.
You remember, John? It started with a B. I can't remember one.
Oh, that wasn't a stout. The Boddington Spot Ale. He should crack that open and drink it real quick. You know, it's not getting any fresher out of it.
His hair will grow faster.
Oh,
Come on, Alex.
While we play games with Alex, how about we go straight to John Anile for
Oh boy. Well,
going on the beer.
It was good. I just finished it.
All right.
Left some nice lacing in the glass. Beautiful lacing. So like I said, it was very roasty, toasty, nice, darkly toasted bread notes in the middle of the sip, some dark chocolate, everything that you want with a stout, but a little bit lighter body. It did have a nice hop presence, but it wasn't bitter. It says on the label, kind of, it says classic English style ale, popularized the industrial blah, blah, blah. So I think they did use Fuggle hops because Fuggle hops are very popular in ESBs, English style beers, because the hop presence on this is very earthy and it's very enjoyable. I think it complements the dark roasted malts that you're getting, the breadiness, and it's a little bit lighter bodied as well, I think, because of the hops they're using. That it's very vibrant, it's very tasty. It's definitely in the A range. It's one of the better porters that I've had recently. I'm going to go with a 96 out of 100 for this bad boy. Like I said, I think it did win a couple of gold medals as well at the Great American Beer Festival. This is an awesome beer. The brewery tour that I went on was incredible. They have a barrel-aged version of this that has not yet been released. I was kind of peeking at the website just to see if they use Fuggle hops, which I couldn't confirm or deny that, but trust me, they use Fuggle hops. It's very fuggly.
Very fuggly.
But yeah, this is an awesome beer. I hope that I can get some of the barrel-aged stuff that they're going to put out, especially the barrel-aged sexual chocolate and this one. I think they're going to be awesome beers. They're expanding. I'm excited about the direction that the brewery's going in. Hopefully you guys can get a lot of these beers because they're definitely great beers. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going to shut up now, but 96 out of 100 for the People's Porter.
That's a good. No, you can keep going. That's fine, man.
Yeah,
that sounded good. Shit.
Okay, I feel good. I had the KBS before this, and it's.
Oh yeah. Keep talking, then we can learn some stuff here.
Tell me to shut up when
Eric. Go for some thoughts, and
I'm getting too rowdy, I think.
But I do know from the Sound of Music Brewing Company, Von Trapp Vienna style lager here, Michael Komarov. How's that tasting?
Well, I guess I like it a little bit better than Jeremy liked his because I'm going to give it a little bit stronger B, an 86.
Oh, just a little bit better.
Just a little bit better. I mean,
that outdid me, didn't you?
It's just a little bit better. It's just not great, though.
Yeah.
I generally give higher ratings than that. This is just like an average plus kind of thing. A B isn't an insult to a beer, though.
No. For the styles, I just don't care for the style of this one. I don't. Not
was yours 10 too, Mike?
What was wrong with yours as far as rating wise? Why'd you give it that rating?
It's just it's like an average stout to me. It tastes a lot like other Vienna ones that I've had, and it's not. It would in order for it to be B plus, it would have to be a little bit better than this, and it hasn't gotten to that level. It's just it's a little better than average. I guess you could find some beers like this that would be worse because there's nothing wrong with it. It tastes like a Vienna lager. It does, but it's just.
How would you compare it to the Brooklyn lager or the Sam Adams Boston lager?
I think I like both of those better than this.
All right.
Those are B pluses, I think. Although are those both Marzens too?
Yeah, they're both Vienna style. They're both
Vienna styles. Okay. I actually think I like the Brooklyn better than the Sam Adams between those two.
I think I might agree with you on that. Yeah. I got so many places that have both on tap, and it's hard to choose as a Bostonian if I'm going to drink Brooklyn, but generally I would prefer to.
But it's where I live, so you should do it.
That's what I
mean, he lives in Massachusetts, so he has a lot of choices.
So I have colored beers like this. Oh boy. Yeah, I think Shane kind of let us know where he's going with this rating. Bob.
Yeah. I want to hear the rating, though. I got to hear the rating.
Yeah. All right, this 10.3%, 69 IBU, Ozark Beer Company.
Oh, represent.
I am a home
apparel.
I went up there, a couple weeks ago, like a few days before this was released, and tried to get my way into some of this, and they wouldn't let me have any, but I found it. And man, this is one of my favorite Imperial barrel-aged stouts on the planet. There's so far I've had a few of them in my time, but I don't know if I found one any better than this one. And it's amazing. A lot of folks, a lot of beer nerds here in Arkansas say this is the best beer brewed in Arkansas. And there's a lot of good stuff going on, especially with Lost 40 also. But Ozark, man, they're knocking it out the park with this bourbon barrel-aged beer right here. And they do have some variants of it, too, with some Onyx coffee, which is from the same town. They local source a lot of their chocolate that they use with their beers, or a lot of the ingredients. So it's pretty cool what they're doing up there. A little small little brewery. But, man, they brewed enough for more folks to be able to get. And who was it that's getting some this week? John, are you getting some, you said?
I'm getting some from Jeremy.
Oh
yeah, Michael.
All right.
Michael actually asked me, so I said, I'll send you some, man. Hey.
He asked
Michael, the way you love these big stouts, these bourbon barrel-aged stouts, you're going to piss your pants over this beer.
I'm already excited based on what you and Jeremy have said about it. I'm excited.
Yeah, if you like a really roasty, chocolatey bourbon brownie, it's like dark chocolate brownie mix. Is what.
So Shane, is this the second 100 I'm going to see you rate today, or since you and I have been together?
You know it, man. This is Hundies right here.
Wow, that's awesome.
I got.
I know it's like I hand out Hundies. I am pretty easy to please, like Jay Terrio. He loves all beers like I do too.
Right.
And,
but this is world. I mean, this is like.
So why should I say that? Downgrade your beer, because you're definitely brewing something better than I can come up with.
Downgrade your beer.
This I don't give out hundreds very often in my own mind. I don't review beers on YouTube or anything. I just, this is like my third video with you guys. So,
and you're bringing the best to the table, man.
Yeah. If I'm not on here, I'm usually watching you guys, or I'll watch the rerun. But Hundies on this BDCS, get it in your life, bro.
I love it.
Get it in you.
I haven't drank better either.
Beer. It's not even funny.
And in my best, since I'm using the Puckett special, I'll say final chug.
All right.
Cheers.
We're down to the
cheers, guys.
Buddy.
Cheers.
Before we get to my swill, we got a man in outer space that loves metal. He's drinking some Great Divide beer. How are you going on that rating on some Great Divide beer?
Cheers. Check that lacing out, man. It's been sticking since I've been drinking it.
That's what she said.
I did the review earlier, just a few hours ago, and I'm really impressed with Great Divide on this one. Usually, I've had other IPAs from them, and I was not really impressed with them. This one, I think they knocked it out of the park, but I will never give a perfect score on a beer. But this one really comes close. I think the only thing this is lacking, I don't know. It's really close. But I'm going to give this guy a 98 out of 100.
Whoa.
And that's one of the highest ratings I've ever given on a beer.
Yeah. I've never heard you give it.
Because there's always a fault with a beer,
Michael and Brian, you guys are very you don't want to give out those hundreds, huh?
No, they're hard because perfection in brewing. I'm a home brewer. I've been home brewing since 2014. And I you get good at what you're doing, especially with certain kinds of beers. And to do something like this, they really did it right. I think they did the clarification correctly. I don't think they actually did clarification. If you really look at it, it's got a haze to it. But the carbonation's right. The lacing is perfect on it. And I think the IBUs with the style really fits it. And it's got a beautiful taste to it. So hats off to Great Divide on this one.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds
cheers.
And John, to be fair, when you start hitting the 98s and the 99s, you're getting to the point where you can't expect to go much higher anyway.
No, that's true. And I don't give out hundreds a lot, but I've given out 2 or 3 over the course of my YouTube channel. But yeah, you can't. Obviously, you have to be careful with them because if you're giving out hundies all the time, like Shane likes to say, then you kind of lose credibility. I think as well. If you're giving out 100 for every.
Well, I look too. I've been around the world. I think a lot of you guys know. I was stationed in Germany for 2 years back in the 80s, and the big deal back then was you couldn't get the beers that you had in Europe in the United States. When I came back stateside, everything tasted like piss. The only thing that didn't taste like piss was Heineken, and it's only because of the hops they used. That was it. But to be able to bring a beer up to a level. I mean, there's so many microbreweries out there now, and a lot of them are doing a lot of good stuff. And this one kind of rose to the top of Great Divide. I really like it because I'm an IPA whore, but not a IPA bomb whore. This one really came out good. It's a flashlight. It's a flashlight in the dark.
I'd like to try that for sure.
Okay, I'm going to try to say some nice words to my beer, but Jeremy and Shane and Thrash Metal and John and Nilly just like have a vocabulary of like a great author. So yeah.
Oh, come on.
I don't know how to. I was going to say a sailor, but then sailors swear all the time.
You need to shut your light off and go. And the Oscar goes to
beer a 95, I think.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm putting it in the book.
Michael done put in the book. You can't change it now.
I can tell you right now, from the last update that I made on the beer, I'm still sticking to it, which is when you get closer and closer to the bottom of this can, which is the Widowmaker Brewing Company out of Braintree, Massachusetts, 100-Year Storm, triple IPA, 10%. When you're getting so much of this yeasty, spicy nature. It's not like any kind of cayenne pepper. Maybe it's sort of like very black peppery in its note there. So it's just really hitting the back of the throat. I think to some people, a lot of that unfiltered nature was kind of take them for a loop a little bit, take them on a ride maybe they're not prepared for. I didn't really think that would be quite as unfiltered in its yeast component, but it is, and it's definitely unique inside of this beer. However, the beer is gaining a little bit of body in its room temperature state now. Now it is a medium plus towards full-bodied, but it still is pretty thin in the mouthfeel for this style of beer, the New England style IPA. And you're still getting the orange and pineapple and some grapefruit, white bready malt. Again, I like its drinkability because it's got fine bubbles, not so much on the carbonation front, so it's easy to drink this beer. Again, the only thing that I find as a little bit weird, which isn't so bad, is that peppery kind of yeast strain that they got going on in this can.
Right.
So
doesn't belong, right?
Yeah, I guess. But when it warms, you're getting more of the oily slickness and a little bit of the stickiness to it. So this is a beer, if you want to taste a fuller bodied beer, drink it warmer. If you want to tame it down, drink it colder. So 95, I think it does a lot of things great in New England for the IPA. And it doesn't even taste like 10%. Holy crap, 95.
Cool. Awesome.
That's good.
So I don't know if anybody heard the news today. Apparently, Ninkasi Brewing Company got bought out for $6.8 billion.
Ooh. I wish I'd get something for that.
There was they got bought out as they're putting it was the arrangement is billed as a quote strategic partnership.
Pay more for selling out like that.
Is it AB?
They got bought out by Legacy Breweries Inc., which is a Greater Denver company, apparently.
Legacy? I've never heard of them.
That's what they say. The agreement is billed as a quote.
They must be a subsidiary of freaking Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
It must.
I'm not even familiar with Ninkasi.
Me either.
Eugene, Oregon.
Right.
Yep. The
that kind of money.
Brewhound site broke the news. that broke the news revealed that Legacy's capital source includes EPR Properties, a REIT with $6.8 billion worth of real estate investments.
Yeah, it's real estate investment trust.
Not enclosed. But Ninkasi, they say, has offered some of the state's most colorful beer forays. So that's Eugene, Oregon area. It's best known for its Total Domination IPA, which commanded many Oregon taps in the late 2000s and early 2010s. Also won accolades for its holiday style ale. So, all right, I don't know what people think about having a joint venture with a real estate agency by way of Legacy Breweries. Holy crap, that was an ad. Anyways, what does everybody think about these buyouts and collaborations or strategic partnerships within breweries?
Well, for the most part, I think they're good because it means that beer that I've never been able to get will now be available to me. Yeah. And as long as they're adhering to the guidelines that the breweries, intended as far as the production of their beer, which they should be if they want to. Obviously,
they'll change the way they want to do it. It's the board, man. Right. They're gonna assimilate everything.
Beer that's been doing well. They want to sell that beer and make the money. So I think it's a good thing for the most part.
Well, you can see it that way, and then you can also see it from the independents getting bought up too. I mean,
there's so many popping up. Beer now is everywhere. Like,
yeah, I agree. But it's sad though. It's sad to me.
Yeah. Ryan, why is it sad, buddy?
Because it's independents being bought up by the big guy. You got the big brother buying it up, man.
But the independent made it's not like they went away empty-handed either.
Oh no, all of the executives had platinum parachutes. A ton of people got laid off, and then you have a few people that are there that are the key individuals that they'll keep on until they get other people up to snuff, and then they'll let those guys go.
Right. Yeah.
That's how it works.
Comment on that as far as the employees, that are at the actual craft breweries when they're bought out. But
my theory
sounds like a lot of people might be getting laid too, not just laid off.
Laid didn't pay your mortgage.
I will continue to buy those beers, but if it's a comparison at the store of that or an independent and they're equal, I will buy the independent and not the one that's bought by the conglomerate. That's just how I do it. All I will not buy them, but I don't seek them out.
Yeah.
And obviously I still buy Goose Island, the Bourbon County. Right. That's in Bev. I don't buy any of the other Goose Island products though, because I don't find them to be any better than anything else that's in the marketplace.
IPA, yeah.
They have good products though. It's not it's good. It's quality. I'm not saying it's not, but there's a lot of other quality beers in the market I can buy as well, and I would rather.
Now, is Goose Island the same as it used to be? I mean, as far as did they uphold the standards of what, as far as what when they started?
I think they did on the bourbon double.
They do it.
The Bourbon County Stout. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the reason.
I can't get it here, so I don't even know. I should honestly rip them a new asshole because I can't even buy it here in the state of Georgia.
Still on the
that's a Georgia political issue.
I know, freaking politics. Politics and beer.
By the way, Brian, can you get 16% alcohol beers in Colorado? Is there a limit?
Yeah, we can get them. Yeah, okay, we can get barley wines and all.
Hold on. So Shane, I'm sorry, Shane was saying something too. I couldn't hear.
Yeah, you can't get the Goose Island bourbon.
No, they decided not to distribute to the state of Georgia this year because our alcohol laws for beer stop at 14%. And I believe only 2 of the Goose Island Bourbon County Stout variants were under 14%, the rye and one other one. Every other one, including the standard, 15.2% and up. So they just decided not to distribute at all to the state of Georgia.
Okay. I know,
which sucks because I did have in 2017, I got to try a couple of the variants, but I I couldn't try the blueberry. I tried a couple of them, but it's still very limited distribution here.
It's still sitting on the shelves here in Arkansas. I know where George's Liquor Store in Newport, Arkansas. There's like 3 cases sitting on the shelf.
Really?
$12 a bottle.
That's a damn shame, because I know a lot of people like myself that live here in Georgia that would have loved the opportunity to try those beers. And it's really stupid that state law is interfering with consumer happiness and craft beer.
Well, it'll be like the marijuana laws. It's going to be all the states are going to pass it. Same with all the alcohol by volume laws that are out there. It'll all be lifted. I mean,
it takes time though.
The THC thing makes more sense to me because it's banned entirely. Whereas alcohol, I can't buy a 14+% beer, but I could go buy Everclear 100% pure grain alcohol at the liquor store. So the alcohol laws are completely bogus.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah.
But at least marijuana, it's like you can't buy it, you can't buy it. It's not like.
But John, you need to find something like me and that can send you that stuff. Just find someone like me that can send you the stuff, man, and you'll have it.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, you got
here.
He's clarifying on that.
Yeah. Now we're in Arkansas where it has been legalized like in 2016. Jeremy, I don't know if you remember that and which way you voted. It don't matter, but it was legalized, and we still it's not readily available. There's like 8,000, maybe 10,000 people that have their card for it here in Arkansas for medicinal use, and you can't. There's no dispensaries. It was held up. And I knew it would be by lawyers and bureaucracy and a bunch of bullshit and corrupt lawyers that saw cha-ching instead. And there was another issue when that went legal here in Arkansas, where you could actually had a different measure. You could vote for that one, and they discouraged because that one allowed you to do it in your backyard like a tomato plant.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the one we need, so we get rid of the corruption, and people that actually need that medicine maybe could use it and do it in their own backyard, and somebody could help them and their family instead of worrying about.
And we can tax it. It could be legal. We could tax it.
Yeah. Colorado's made a fortune off it for their schools,
benefit the economy,
their streets, and their.
I think a lot of it's getting pocketed by the freaking idiots that are in office, but
I'm sure it has. I'm sure a lot they've had their hands in it. I'm sure they have. Man,
Exactly.
that's what they see out of this. And if anything that will help Trump save his ass is if he goes, "Oh, here's my Trump card. It's legal federally." I don't mean to get political, but I bet I would not if he pulled that, or I don't know. There's a lot of money to be made off of it, and I don't know how you all feel about it. But since y'all brought it up, I still feel strongly about it. I've seen people that needed it from.
Well, I understand. I have friends that need it. I mean, it's personal with me, man. If legalize it, I don't care.
Right, it's in Genesis. If you even believe in the Bible at all, if you don't even. Just know that it's in Genesis in the beginning of the Bible.
Rock on, brother.
It gave green herb, that seed-bearing herb for a man's use, and it's there.
Well spoken.
He interpreted it the way he wanted to.
Hey, John, I was anxious to see that beer review you did from Eclipse the other day. That sparked my interest too, and I was very interested. And I watched that video, and that was pretty cool.
I know, I'm just giving you help. Sorry, Shane.
Big news that's coming out in the beer industry here lately. This is an article from yesterday, CNBC. Apparently, the Patagonia, that brand that makes the apparel and has their own ski lodges or whatever, they sue Budweiser's parent for its copycat beer brand. Apparently, they are suing over the brewers. They're making this Patagonia beer, and it's been out since 2016. And Anheuser-Busch InBev is also being sued by Miller Coors, which alleges that rivals used misleading advertising to trick consumers and infringe on its trademark. So they say here that Patagonia alleges that InBev is trying to take advantage of the apparel company's goodwill, and apparently the Ventura, California-based company claims that AB InBev has used marketing such as a similar logo and launching at ski resorts where Patagonia ski apparel is popular to confuse consumers. AB InBev has also advertise on billboards that it will plant a tree for every case sold, according to federal filings.
I think it's Death Stars against Death Stars. When you come up against AB, InBev, and like Miller Coors, it's huge. Remember the commercials, Keystone, and you have Firestone Brewery. Firestone Brewery is in a fight for their life, for their own interests, because of the Keystone thing. And I think Miller is the top dog there. But I think Firestone's gonna win. But it's the same thing, only on a different level. You got AB InBev with Miller Coors. I mean, they're
Are
huge.
you talking about the Stone? Wait, are you talking about the Stone Brewing lawsuit against?
Yeah.
Stone. Okay, so Stone Brewing and the Miller Coors.
Keystone. That thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Stone Brewery has been around for a long time here in Colorado.
Right.
And then the Keystone commercials came out, and I don't know if it's one way or the other. You have Stone Brewery suing the other guy. I don't know who it is, but anyway, it's the same thing.
Miller Coors, I think.
Yeah, Miller Coors.
It's Stone. Okay, so it's Stone Brewery was trying to sue Miller Coors now because the new Keystone cans have
just Stone.
Stone
on the side of the can.
Yeah.
And Stone thought that it was they were misleading consumers into buying Keystone products when they were really trying to buy Stone. It's a bunch of
it is.
But yeah.
I think it's the judge has already made a preliminary decision against Miller Coors, so they
it out of the
but it doesn't really matter because they like the publicity. They have all these lawyers on retainer anyway, and the publicity is all good for them.
Yeah.
Even if they lose, whatever it costs them, they lose.
I don't think they ever expected to make like a big settlement or anything like that. They did it, like you said, for the publicity because I mean we're sitting here talking about it now. And nothing's going to come out of it anymore.
Yeah, but that was a year or two ago too.
Right. But I think there's been a preliminary ruling, and it looks like they're going to lose. There it is. There it is.
The one right now.
There's the Stone.
He's got both.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Cool.
The one right now.
Because it says Stone, it's like
the one right now with Anheuser-Busch. I'm
getting confused looking at that.
They're putting out a beer that they've brewed since 2016 by the Patagonia Brewing Company, as they're calling it, with their Bohemian Pilsner. But apparently, like, buying beer is confusing consumers into believing that they're buying ski wear and apparel. I don't understand.
What's the ABV on that one? Okay.
That's right. I think they only sell it in Hawaii.
I don't know. They're just trying to say that the Patagonia is asking the California federal court that a California federal court recognize that AB InBev has infringed on and diluted its trademark and engaged in unfair competition.
They're assholes.
That's
what the A stands for.
It has a U.S. trademark for the Patagonia brand, but the plaintiff argues that it should never have obtained the trademark in the first place. And it also is asking to have InBev repay its lost profits, any profits gained by the brewers Patagonia beer, punitive damages, and attorney fees. But I don't understand how the Patagonia skiing brand and apparel brand would have lost money because of a beer. I don't understand that. They're two separate entities.
I think it's ABV. They're treading in on the other person's property, either be physical or other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, if you had a name and patented it, and then they come in and say, I want to take such name that is kind of an offshoot of and includes your name, you'd have a cow.
Yeah. That's true.
Especially if they're making millions off of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is that your thought, Michael Cormorant?
To me, this one is weird because it's completely different it's like apples and oranges kind of thing. They're both, different fields. But I guess if they do infringe on the name, you have the right to protect it. I guess.
Yeah.
Like anything else.
That's what copyright laws are for.
Right. So if they're infringing, then they should lose.
Yeah.
We hope they lose.
Yeah, that's the
you hope so.
Yeah,
But usually people, companies like Anheuser-Busch, they're a country of their own, man. They have so many freaking lawyers.
Yeah.
They'll find every loophole to everything.
Yeah.
They've
got a loophole to your loophole.
The only other really big beer news lately, if anybody cares, is that Anheuser-Busch, Pabst Brewing Company released recently 2 new Pabst Blue Ribbon beers. One is Pabst Blue Ribbon non-alcoholic, and the other which is less than 0.5% ABV.
I think they're doing the Diet Coke thing. Back in the day when they did Coke, when they started doing New Coke. Remember when they did New Coke?
New Coke, yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to sit there and they're going to sit on that for a long time, and people are going to start having a cow because me, when I'm out at a club freaking rocking on watching some freaking rock concerts, 16 ounces is $6 beer, man. So people are going to start complaining about the cost of beer, and then all of a sudden they're going to bring out the new Pabst Ribbon. We're back to regular, just like Coca-Cola did. I think they're going to do the same thing. Watch me. Mark my words.
I want Coca-Cola to come back with the real original Coca-Cola that had cocaine in it.
Yeah, you want a cocaine in it.
Also, the Pabst, the 6.5% black label, they need to distribute. I want to try that. That sounds like an awesome liquor right there.
Called Ribbon Extra at 6.5%.
Yeah, they might as well just call it PBR malt liquor because that's what it is.
Well,
PBR, we didn't put water in it.
Yeah, but you
definitely didn't. Yeah,
Platinum is pretty much, even in taste, is a malt liquor. But I just think that malt liquor is probably, if you're trying to mainstream and really make this the marketing and the ad campaigning sort of mainstream, you can't put malt liquor on it because that'll already dump down the beer in its status, and it will already tell you everything you don't want to know about beer. So, I mean, not saying like people like us wouldn't drink a malt liquor if they called it Bud Light malt liquor, but I don't think that the average person drinking a beer is going to say, "Oh, malt liquor, that sounds like a fantastically awesome beer." I think a lot of people have a bad connotation in their brain of what a malt liquor is. So, Anheuser-Busch will be shooting themselves in the foot if they call that thing a malt liquor.
I think there are certain types of people out there, and you have those that are looking to, okay, it's almost payday and I only have $10 in my pocket. What am I going to buy? Am I going to buy a 4-pack of something, a craft beer, right? Or am I going to go out and get a 30 stick of freaking PBR, right? What's going to subside me? Or if you're at a concert, like I was talking about, what are you going to drink in the parking lot? And then what are you going to buy inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You're not going to buy shots inside unless you got money, right? You're going to get the cheapest and what gets you on and what makes you bang your head, right?
Exactly.
True. What do you say to all this, Alex, the beer master?
Oh, it is what it is. I mean, as long as you as long as you drink that beer, if you think that beer is good, then you drink it. If you don't,
what do you think about PBR?
I don't think I had Blue Ribbon, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think it's the best beer, but it's pretty good.
It's cheap. You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to be mad if they're changing the formula? So are you going to be mad about that or?
No, because I don't even know that. I don't.
Okay.
All right.
The root beer float doesn't come with ice cream anymore.
Right.
Oh,
that's
That's a major party foul right there.
Jeremy, are they really changing the flavor though? Are they really changing the formula? Or are you just joking with me, Jeremy?
That's what they were talking about. I don't know.
No, they're not changing the original PBR. They just got new PBR brands.
got a non-alcoholic
Hypothetically.
out now, and a 6.5% version called Pabst Blue Ribbon Extra.
I don't give a shit about the 0. I want the 6.5% though.
Yeah, but you got to do a taste challenge. You got to get up at 5:30 in the morning, guys.
I don't know.
Well, let me ask you. There's a rumor out there. Are they getting rid of the regular PBR? Are they getting rid of the regular PBR?
No.
I heard the rumor they were.
I
heard they were going to do it.
Well, they're wrong. They're not doing that.
Sean,
well, that's why I went on the rant with the freaking new Coke crap, you know?
Yeah.
Ding.
Now, I will allow Coca-Cola to come out with another true Coca-Cola. But
yeah, you saw what spawned from that, right? Okay, vanilla Coke. Freaking.
Goddamn. Well, we got Google. We got user Google on the line. What the hell?
This is the official Google account right here. Look.
That's right.
We are literally being watched by the CEO of Google right now.
That's right.
Your bowels on it just alone.
I'm making my grandmother's lasagna recipe. Unfortunately, she died from carrot herpes 2 years ago.
Oh,
carrot herpes.
Now, do you agree that that's too much information, or you think I guess it's okay, whatever it is.
I don't know. It's Google.
Ronnie
asked you read that before you read that one.
5.
Oh God.
Good. Craft.
Eric, you got to screen the comments before you read them out loud.
Oh, I read that. It reads here. I'm not making that up.
We believe it. We believe it.
2 years ago. Here, one sip at a time. Ronnie S. Jeremy Vitt. Hello, Jeremy.
How come Ronnie S is not here?
He's on his way home from work. He's if we're still off air or whatever in the next 20 minutes, he'll be on here.
So we might just end this here unless anybody has any final thoughts and comments or there's.
Well, I'm going to be starting my stream here shortly, so you guys are more than welcome to come on over.
Oh, what are we doing on? What are you doing on this one today?
Drinking.
Nothing. Yeah,
drinking.
Hang out.
We'll get off of this one, and maybe we'll join you on that one.
There you go. So give me about 5 minutes. Got to go. Relieve myself of what I reviewed.
Calls for the call. Relieve yourself.
From the Denver, Colorado area. We got Shane from Arkansas. We got Michael Cormer up, Brooklyn, New York. Audrey, get the phone. John in LA, the state of Georgia. Kansas, great. Jeremy Vincent. Alex, the Beer Master, is from New Jersey. He's not much of a beer master.
He's not here. Where did he go?
Where?
He's
there, but he's not. But his ceiling always looks great.
It's blurry as hell on John Anilli's channel. And I am Masters of Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. Until next time, keep tasting those great beers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.